Okay,
Hold on.
great. I'm so excited.
Now, yeah. Okay, you can do the...
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay.
Loud.
Ready?
Great. Awesome. Bravo.
Awesome.
Yeah. I was saying you look like Christmas.
Thank you. Just because I'm wearing a red shirt,
Yeah.
you could stand to have some color in your life, Julian, instead
Listen,
of...
I have three
It's like
colors.
you're going to a funeral every
every
single
day.
time we podcast.
Yep. I have 3 colors in my closet. White, gray, and black.
I don't get that.
And look at that. White, no, black, gray.
So interesting. Okay, I don't need to be that close to your feet.
So there you go.
Thank you.
Proof again.
Oh, we got to get you some colors. You
No.
need to start dating a woman
That's fine.
who can provide you with some spice and some color in your
They
life.
all love my style.
They all.
All of them.
Ooh. Sorry to whoever's listening to this. Okay.
Today it's quite a big day for the X Appeal podcast.
It is.
We have a very, very solid and famous guest.
We really do. We sure do. So the topic of today is DWF. Do you know what I'm talking about?
I do not, because you literally just made that acronym up.
I call it dating while famous.
Yeah.
And neither of us really know what that's like because we're not famous.
Well, a little bit.
I mean, I'm on
you,
syndicated television.
yeah.
You have been in a variety of movies, like the most recent Holiday.
That is me. Yes. Thank you for self-promotion.
That's right.
Ooh.
So on a very low level, we kind of know what it's like
A little
to
bit.
be out there in the dating world. It can be difficult because you don't really know if the person is wanting to date you for the right reasons.
Yeah, fair. I mean, I think it all depends, though. What do you have to... Like, if you who, you're a host and a pretty, famous host. So I guess, what would you think some guy would want to date you for what? Like, what does he gain out of dating you?
It depends on what he does for a
Exactly.
living.
That's what I was going to say, what he does for a living.
Yeah. If he is an actor who's looking to,
Get a little buzz.
crack into the business a little bit more,
Yeah.
maybe, and create some buzz, maybe he'd be dating me to get some more attention.
Yeah, fair. Actually, yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Do you have any anecdotes?
I don't have any anecdotes about that, but, I've been on both sides of it, right? So I've dated people who aren't famous,
Yeah.
but I've also dated some people who are legitimately famous. And it's difficult because I feel bad for people who have to always look over their shoulder to see if there's paparazzi looking. They feel like they can't live life in a normal kind of carefree way.
Yeah.
So while, you want that fame and you want that attention, it also comes at a cost.
I'm sure, especially if you first started dating and, things aren't very clear, and now some press sees you with this person, and now it goes all over, and now you guys are everybody thinks you guys are super serious. You're just starting. It might put a bit of pressure on, I'm sure.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I've been chased by paparazzi before down the freeway.
There you go.
I've been at restaurants where paparazzi's been camped outside, and
Were they here for you or for the other person you were dating, or both?
Yeah. In all fairness, it was at a place where paparazzi and like celebrities are known to go.
Okay.
So you kind of avoid those areas.
Yeah.
For the most part, if you're a celebrity who's like going on a date with somebody.
Okay.
But there are some places that as a celebrity where paparazzi cannot film inside the restaurant or the hotel or whatever it is. Yeah, so you know which spots to go to. Typically, if you're at a place that's hounded by paparazzi, you want to get some attention.
Yeah. Yeah, of course. So that you're kind of asking for it.
Yeah.
So I had 2 anecdotes about this.
Okay,
So
let's
one
hear
of
it.
them is kind of funny. I was on dating apps for up until like a few weeks ago, and at some point I get a message I get this like on Hinge where people can like you and write you a message. And this girl liked me, and she's like, "Oh, I saw you on my For You page of TikTok," because I had a TikTok go super viral. So then that was a little TikTok fame, I guess, from this girl recognizing me from it, which is super lame. But, you get what
You mean
take
being
what you
TikTok
can.
famous
That's
is super lame?
Yeah, pretty much.
You can make a lot of money from it.
Well, hopefully that will happen soon. But I mean, listen, I think 3 years ago, I was on a big French show, and
I didn't even know anything about this.
Yeah.
Oh, do tell. Do tell, Julian.
I was on a big French show, That's all I was gonna say.
Was it a dating show? No, why don't you tell me more?
Yeah,
I don't
okay.
understand.
Yes, it
why
was
are you
a
being so
dating show.
secretive right now?
Because yes, I'm not proud of it because I did a dating show.
Okay.
did a
Is it like The
dating show.
Bachelor?
It kind of.
Ooh.
Exactly. So
Okay.
I was the girls would come and date me.
Yeah.
Okay. And
God, I have so many questions right now. Anyway.
we're not gonna get into it. Basically, I was in here doing acting, and then I had this opportunity to do this French dating show, and my team here was like, you know what, just go for it, do it. It'll, it's not gonna hurt you in the U.S. because I didn't want to do reality TV as I want to act. So
Okay.
it doesn't go well together. But I ended up doing it, and when I tell you, I could not walk down the street when I was in France. Like I was at McDonald's, I remember ordering, and people were filming what I was ordering. And then one night I got a drink with a girl from the dating show.
Okay.
That we were friends.
Yeah.
She was just happened to be in Lyon, in the city that I'm from. And she's like, let's go ahead and drink. I got a drink. And then the next morning in all the French blogs, Julian, because the show was currently airing on TV, so they didn't know what was going to happen. So everyone was like, oh, Julian end up with blah, blah, blah. We know how the show's going to end. Or like, we're literally just having a friendly drink.
So basically you don't, if you're in a newer relationship, you have to be careful because you don't want the person you're with to get any kind of ideas.
You stay
once
home.
they see their name in the press, and just stay home.
Yeah, you got to stay home at this point.
But then that's a little creepy, don't you think?
Yeah. No, it's not fun. It's definitely not a fun situation to be with. And I'm sure, I seen you on Instagram reporting a lot that for a while you weren't on Hinge, and you had a ton of fake profiles.
Oh, yeah.
And I still get the occasional screenshot from French people saying, oh, are you on Tinder? No, never been on Tinder.
Yeah.
So that's also one of the downside of it.
And if it's tricky for people like us, I cannot even imagine what it's like for someone who's on a highly rated reality show like Real Housewives. So we're about to find out.
Let's do it.
So I am so excited to bring on my girl, Real Housewife of New York, Countess Luann de Lesseps. Thanks so much for coming on.
Of course, Jen. You're my girl. I love it. And congratulations on your podcast. It's awesome.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
I know it's about to get real French up in here because you guys were speaking French to each other not too long ago.
Well, yeah, you speak very well.
Merci beaucoup.
Bah, de rien. De rien, de rien. Je sais que t'as de l'expérience avec les Français.
I have never felt more American in my life.
My first husband is French, and we have 2 children. And so I spent a lot of time in Switzerland, and I used to live in Milan, and then I met my husband in Stade skiing, and we got married very quickly after. So and have these 2 beautiful children, and so I spent 17 years with a Frenchman. So yeah,
I wonder how it is now dating Americans.
Well, I actually, when I got divorced, I started dating a Frenchman
Again?
called Jacques. Yes,
That's my father's name.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, that's my father's name.
is
Jacques.
that Jacques?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Very popular French name.
Wait, so what attracts you to French men?
Listen, I love a man that knows how to order a good bottle of wine. I love a man who has good taste and who is I love Latin languages, and I love just French and French culture, and so there's a lot that's attractive.
Are they better
about
lovers than American men?
Well, I've had some, great American loves in my life, I must say. And, one was a doctor, and I was dating him, back in the day when I lived in New York, and he lived in New Orleans. So I guess there was some of that kind of Cajun French thing going on. But he was American. And so I've had some great American loves in my life, but I am partial to
And we
Europeans.
win. This is how we win. And now
This is like
it
the
is
Love
official.
Olympics up in here.
Honestly, to anybody who's listening to this, I've been telling you guys, date a Frenchman.
What is your relationship status right now?
Well, right now I am single. I have been, I've had a couple of dates here and there. I've been, with the pandemic in place, it's just been so hard to meet people. And so my niece got me on Hinge, and then got me on Raya. So I've been kind of flirting on some dating apps, and it's so much fun. Listen, it's fun to date, but with COVID, it's very hard to date. So I feel like flirting is the next best thing.
But so how is that? Because I'm assuming you're on Hinge and you're, matching with somebody who somebody likes you, and automatically, I'd say 9 times out of 10, they'd be like, "Oh my God, are you Luann from?" So how do you handle that? How do you take it? Do you find it easy? Do you find it a little?
Well, on Raya, how you have a theme song. Yes. So mine is "Money Can't Buy You Class." I've given myself away, but I so believe that, and so I thought, why pick a song that's out there? I'm just gonna use my song, and so I just I don't look at myself as famous. I really don't. I'm just basically living my best life on The Housewives, and I don't consider myself, I forget, it's like
in your own head you are, but to everybody else, you're on like a top rated show.
But I'm just a girl who's looking to date, really. So, I kind of take that. But I know what you're saying. I mean, guys, I think it's really it's a great thing for me, because either a guy is like, I can handle that, or I can't. So it weeds out a lot of people.
That's actually a very interesting point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do a lot of guys, like, are they uncomfortable with the idea that you're on reality TV?
Well, listen, I would say some people are and some people aren't. And like I said, it weeds out a lot of people, because, if you don't feel like you're up to the test, you're not going to, last very long, right? Especially with the life that I'm living. And I feel like, it weeds out guys that may have skeletons in their closets they don't want people to know about. There's not a guy out there that's going to say, "Oh, I'll sign up for that," especially if he's got some hidden skeletons there.
Yeah.
But at least at least the guy that are actually up. I don't know what I'm saying, up for the challenge, but these are solid guys. Because I agree with you. It probably takes it takes a guy with a lot of confidence to be able to date a woman who is successful, who is on the public eye, that everybody adores. So, as a guy, you have to be okay to be a little bit in the shadow, and you have to be okay to just be like, do you, and be like the strongest woman that you can. A lot of guys, I feel, want a woman that is less successful than them.
Yeah.
They want to be the power force of the couple, but it can be both.
Right. But, Jill Zarin always says this to me. You can't be 2 peacocks. There can only be 1 peacock.
That's a fact. I mean, so what are you looking for? I mean, you've been on the dating apps. You've been married before. I'm sure you have your red flags. I'm sure you have things that, you want to stay away from, and things that attract you about somebody else. So what is it?
Oh, well, for me, it has to be somebody who is, successful and who's got their own life. I have a family. I have my homes, I have a job, I have, I've got my life together. And so it has to be somebody, obviously that's got it together, and somebody who's, who's fun, and who is, honest, and who's also handsome would be nice, and tall. I'm going for tall this time with hair.
What's your height requirement?
And so, someone who has a certain amount of elegance and, savoir faire. And I even sing about that in one of my songs. Right. Elegance and class and savoir faire, It's a challenge.
Yeah, but at least you know what you're looking for, which is great. I think it's great.
Okay, so, I mean, listen, like, you can't walk around without getting photographed. And recently you were photographed with your personal trainer, and now there's all these rumors that you guys are dating. So set the record straight for us.
Well, I am dating. I am dating. My trainer, we see each other. I think, he's South African. He is he's a very interesting guy who used to play rugby for England. And he's 6'6" and tall and blonde and blue-eyed.
Okay, girl. Okay.
That's a man's man right there. 6'6"
Yeah, it is.
rugby player. I don't think you can do manlier than that. Yeah.
Yeah, no, he's pretty manly, and you know, he's been in the army, and you know, he's a real guy. You know, he's a guy who's, you know, who knows, you know, what he like. He's been married before, and so for 15 years.
Wow.
So, you know, I had a husband before who had never been married, and I think for me, it's important that a man has been married and has some experience, because, you know, otherwise, you know, they're always putting themselves first because they haven't had the experience of putting other people before them. And so it's important for me to have a man who's got some experience under his belt, because I think that's very helpful.
So, okay. Oh my gosh. So you're dating your hot personal trainer. This is like every woman's fantasy. Like, it really is. Like, how long has this been a thing, and how did this happen?
You know, we actually met on the dating app, and he lives, you know, locally in the Hamptons. And when I met him, I was like, I saw the pictures of him and I was like, oh, he's too good to be true. Right. So I meet him, and we went out for coffee. Now this is in pandemic world, right?
Yeah.
Right.
And we both have masks on, whatever. And I'm like, and I meet him for coffee, and I said, oh my God, he's exactly what he looks like on the app. Right. And he's very tall, and he's handsome. I mean, he looks like a Viking.
Yeah.
I mean, he's gorgeous.
I want to go on a date with him. The
I
way you're
know,
describing,
right?
I'm like, you know what? Fuck it. Like, send me up. I want to meet that man.
And so we just have, you know, kept seeing each other and just took it very slow, because, like I said, it's a pandemic, you know, until I felt safe, etc. And so it's been a very kind of nice thing to happen during a pandemic, right? To like meet somebody that you like, and that, you know, conveniently lives close by.
Yeah.
So he was he was first your date, and then he become also your personal trainer. Originally I thought he was first your personal trainer, who then became a date, but it's the opposite.
No, no, it happened the other way around.
Nice.
No, he first was a date and then found out he was the personal trainer.
It's like 2 for 1.
Yeah.
Oh my God. And by the way, Luann, you look fantastic. I mean, I tell everybody, I'm like, this woman, she's like so statuesque. She's beautiful. And her body is sick.
Great.
Go on her Instagram, Julian.
Okay, I will go creep. No problem.
Well, you know, a little help from my personal trainer.
That's right. That's right. So, okay, have you ever met somebody on a dating app that you thought he looked one way and then turned out to be someone completely different?
You know, I literally have only met 2 people on this dating app, and the first one was like from Long Beach, I think. And I was like, where's Long Beach? And you know, and it's so funny because I asked him to send me a picture, and he sent me a picture, and in the background was like a fish tank with like blue lights.
You're like, ooh.
And there were like weird, like dried flowers, and leather couch with a dog laid all the way across. I was like, okay, I got to scratch that one.
Oh my God.
Oh, you know what? I didn't know that you guys look at the background so much.
We
Like, we got to take
100% look at the
pictures on
background.
like on a black wall.
The background is the first thing. It's like the cabinets are wrong, and the table's wrong, and the dog is wrong.
Yeah, the dog is wrong. Even if the dog is wrong.
Even if the dog is like, yeah.
Yeah, no, taste for me is taste says a lot about who the guy is.
Yeah, of course.
You don't want their background to look like a doctor's office, which is exactly what you're describing right now.
I'll try to remember that next time I have to send a picture.
Yeah.
Make sure my place is clean.
The one thing that I don't like about Raya, because I'm on that too. Are you on it?
No, I
You're not?
stopped. I was like, I don't want to pay for that. Also, when I set up my Raya profile, I as a joke, as a sarcastic joke, my song was Akon, I Want to Fuck You.
Okay, that's not
And
okay.
no, I thought
by
it
the
was
way,
hilarious.
No, it's not
and
funny.
it did not
That's
work at
not
all.
funny.
I thought it was hilarious.
No.
I thought it was a great sarcastic joke, and no, it did not work.
That will attract a certain kind of girl, Julian.
No, what if you understand? It's
and
like,
it's
oh
not
man,
the kind
that's
of girl
funny.
you want to bring home to your parents.
I don't know. I thought it was funny. I mean, I feel like if a girl understands sarcasm, we'll be like, you know what?
I like your sense of humor with a face like that. It's hard to say no to that one.
I
Oh.
mean, right?
Well,
Yeah.
apparently they all said no, so it did not work. So I'm off Raya.
Wait, so Luann, tell us what you have coming up. You have your what's the deal with your cabaret show? When are we going to be seeing it again? Like, what's happening?
No, I know. I just, the tour obviously has been, on hold until next year, and I have dates on the calendar for March, and I just hope that they're going to stick, for Boston, places outside of New York, because I think New York is going to take longer. So we're setting up dates for 2021, but let's see where that goes. I'm working on a new song for the holidays,
Yay.
which
Awesome.
really knows yet. So you're the first to know.
Ooh.
Breaking news.
Hopefully an album. And so it's really fun. I just love holiday music, and I did a lot of holiday shows on tour. So but I always sang covers. So now I have an original song.
Oh my God, I love it.
Yeah, super excited about that. So more to come on that. But I'm always working on music. I'm writing a book right now also about my journey. And I talk a lot about in my book about relationships and how one relationship kind of gets you to the places in your life. I remember, to circle back to the doctor from New Orleans. I mean, I was heartbroken after that relationship, and I actually decided to move to Europe because of it.
Wow.
And because of him, my whole life took a whole different direction. And recently I played, not recently, but last fall, I played a theater in New Orleans, and this doctor came to the show, and he's like, you know what? If we didn't break up, your life would never, you wouldn't be standing here probably right now.
Yeah.
And I said, probably not. Very interesting how one relationship and one, path that you take can so change your life,
Yeah.
So
Absolutely.
So I talk a lot about relationships in my book and how one thing led to another thing, and broken hearts can sometimes lead to the best things that ever happened to you. So
Yeah, for sure. And what's happening with Housewives? So you're right in the middle of filming right now. What can we expect this season?
There's it's always interesting. I always start the season off going, how is this going to be, a great season with what we're going through and everything. And it's just so interesting because, we are living through something that, we've never had to live through before, and how we deal with that. We have a new housewife. We have an election. We have
That's a lot of
going
material
on.
for you guys.
That's a lot of material. Yeah. So, I think this season is going to be one of our best yet. We always say that, but this is, with everything going on in the world, I think it's going to be interesting, and I'll think it'll be more interesting than the past seasons, actually, with everything that's happening. So I'm excited. And actually, I'm so grateful to have a job.
Yeah.
I mean, we all are. Seriously. Like, I've been working in Burbank since the pandemic began, and it's like, you're just grateful to be coming to work every day.
Yeah, no kidding. And there's a lot of protocols, and we got a lot of hoops to jump through in order to make it work. But we're doing it. And when you think about it, really, we had to get rid of a lot of people when we're filming, who are trying to see what's happening, etc. So, as an ensemble cast, we really just need each other. And so it's not as difficult as people might imagine. And, we film a lot at home. We do a lot of, road trips because we can't, really fly anywhere, because it's too right now. So it's a really interesting season. So I'm excited.
And so are we.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Luann, love you so much. Thank you so much for coming on.
Thanks so much for coming in. Yeah.
Congratulations. And, And I can't wait for you guys to meet the new housewife and check out the next season, which will be in, the spring of 2021. And hopefully we'll get through this and get to the other side and start living our lives again.
Yeah, we will.
Yeah,
and
we will. And listen, if you're ever on the West
Coast,
please let's grab a drink, let's grab some coffee.
À bientôt.
À bientôt.
There we go. Fun. This was great.
Yeah, love her. Listen, it helps to know that, we're not alone when it comes to being on the apps and like some hits and misses.
Yeah, the main thing was I'm kind of shocked that somebody this famous is on Hinge. I would understand them being on like, Raya, because there's this whole process of being approved, but Hinge is like, you're on Hinge. She's on Hinge.
Well, who else is on Hinge is her co-star Leah McSweeney.
Wow.
Who's also on Housewives and is on Hinge. So listen, you never
Hinge,
know who
you
you're gonna
guys
find.
are killing it. And I mean, we've been talking about Hinge a lot. I think they should start sponsoring guys. Hinge, sponsor us. So we decided to end our podcast in a new way.
Yeah.
Right. We started taking questions from the audience.
People have been writing us all kinds of questions.
Yeah.
So Jessica McCarthy wanted to know, can we talk about our most embarrassing dating moment?
Yeah. So I think that
Julia?
is a great way. Okay. Embarrassing. So I guess you'll tell me if it's embarrassing, but I was dating this girl that I really liked. And this is probably 4 years ago. And I really liked her, and I knew she liked tequila and everything. So I had a whole night planned. Picked her up, and we went to this spot called Gracias Madre, who's
love that place.
It's a vegan taco spot, super trendy, but they have great drinks. So we go there, have a few mezcal mixed cocktails and everything, and then I was like, I'm gonna take you somewhere special. So then took the Uber, went. I didn't tell her where, and then we show up, it goes in Beverly Hills, and I basically reserved a teacher for an hour salsa dancing private.
Oh, that's cute.
So I was like, we're going to have some tequila in. We're going to be in this little, an hour private coaching for salsa dancing for her and I to dance. And after the salsa dancing, there's a little salsa ball happening right next door that we could have gone and actually practice our moves.
Was this a Groupon thing that you got?
No.
Oh,
That's something that I've actually, I was like, this sounds like a great date.
Yeah.
So as we're walking towards the studio, she's like, where are we going? I don't know where we're going. I was like, you'll see. And then she sees the dance studio and she stops. We're mid-street. She stops like, are we going dancing? I was like, yeah. And she's like, oh my God, no, I can't. I can't do that. I really cannot dance. And I was like, what do you mean? She's like, I have really, and she's an actress, but she's like, I can do anything. Dancing, I have major anxiety when it starts dancing.
Okay.
So I'm like, okay, well, it's just going to be us two. So it's not like there's going to be anybody else. We end up going up there, and she pretty much started hyperventilating.
Oh, no.
So she sat down on the bench. I was like, all right, well, let's go. And she's like, no, I know you paid for this. So, just take the lesson. And she was just on the side, like she was sitting on the bench, and she was kind of... and semi-crying while I was dancing with this 75-year-old woman, getting my money's worth, I guess. So then we left, and she was kind of like, all weirded out by it. And I was like, oh man, I felt like shit. I was like, man, I had a total image of this like night going. Like I thought it was
going to be like a sexy night.
Yeah,
like,
I was like, man,
right,
I'm
scoring
scoring
in the
points.
Movies. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm scoring points right there. And turns out after that, we went to another spot to get drink, and I guess she felt so bad, she got hammered. To the point that I had to carry her home. I carried her home, dropped her in bed, and then I left and I went home alone. So I don't know if it's embarrassing, but it was just like, I guess.
That actually sounds less embarrassing and more traumatic, I would say. Especially for her.
I was like,
poor girl.
Poor her. She's
you never take somebody on a first date and have them be a fish out of water, though.
It's on a first date. Okay. We've been dating for like 3 weeks, 3-4 weeks at least.
Okay.
So it was just, I was like, I want to do something different. It was just,
Yeah, I mean, I have a couple of embarrassing stories.
Yeah, okay, tell me one.
Okay, the first one, it's quick. I went on a first date. This guy took me boxing. I had never been boxing before, ever in my life. I looked like a drunk puppeteer had control of my body. And the boxing coach,
Yeah.
Is that what you call them?
Yeah, boxing instructor.
Anyway, he
sure.
called me extra
Oh,
afterwards.
wow.
And
you
it was
saw that.
super embarrassing. The other embarrassing story I have is I was on a date with this guy. We went to a house party and I walked in on him actively pooping.
He didn't check. So, wait, did
And
he lock the door?
No, he did not lock the door and I didn't knock. So it's
So
my
you just went in, not knowing somebody was in
I
there.
think I might have remembered that the door was like ajar, so I thought that nobody was in there. And I walked in, and he just looked at me like a deer in headlights. He
Oh
was
my-
just like, "What are you doing?"
Do you know for sure he was pooping and not
I
pissing
know.
sitting down?
Okay, who does that? He was definitely pooping.
Yeah.
Definitely pooping.
I mean, I do it if it's dark, like midnight. I'm not
I
gonna
don't need to
switch
know
the
this
lights
about
on.
you.
I'm gonna just
This is,
sit
you know,
onto it, half asleep.
No,
That's the way to do it.
not something that
According to Larry David, that is the only acceptable time. Okay, he talks about it on Curb.
at night.
Yeah, if you're waking up middle of the night,
Yeah.
right? Because you have to go. It is acceptable for a man to actually sit on the toilet because otherwise we have to turn the lights on. It messes up our eyes, and then
Oh,
we
I'm
gotta.
sorry, messes up your
Exactly.
sensitive
So
eyeballs.
listen, if it's okay with Larry David, it's okay with me.
Oh my God, do you do this a lot?
Every time I have to go pee at night.
Wow, that's great. So all
But
you
I barely
ladies
don't
out
do it.
there, this hot ticket is
3 a.m. seated
sits
pee.
down to pee on a
Only
regular
at night.
basis.
Only at night.
Yeah,
but
only
I barely
at
do
night.
it. I'm usually too busy sleeping.
All right. Well, I
how
think that's a
how
great
was
way
the
to end
dude,
this.
though? How was
What?
the dude? Was he like? Did he talk to you after? Did you just delete your number and?
Oh no, that was it. That we went on a couple more dates. You can't unsee that.
No,
I
you
mean,
can't
listen, I
unsee
know
it.
that people like everybody poops, right? I get it, but it's one thing to know about it. It's quite a different thing to
To
graphically
witness it.
see it. It's in your face, and
Oh
it
my
for it
God.
to be a surprise
Yeah,
too.
that's hilarious.
Anyway,
All right, well, that's it for our question of the day. That's more than enough. If you guys have any question for us, please feel free to shoot us. Our email is on Instagram. You can also DM us. We don't necessarily answer the DM, but we read them all.
yes, we do.
So if we have anything that we find funny to discuss, we'll do it and we'll talk about it.
All right, that's it.